Hello everyone, something slightly different for you today. Um, been clearing out a relative's house recently, come across bits and bobs as you do, and one of the items I found was this, the Pocket Money Guide. It's an 80-page booklet that was issued, or published I should say, in 1968. I've never come across it before. It's an absolute goldmine. So what I was going to do is quickly run through a few of the pages in here just to sort of show you what was in there. I mean, simple little things like list of British monarchs from 1066 all the way through to, well, 1968 when the booklet was created. A little bit about the history of money. Flick down through world's first coins and so on, making it. How to grade your coins. So it talks about how to recognize uncirculated or extremely fine, very fine, fine, very good, and so on. Now, treasure trove. This is where it starts getting interesting, and we're only on page 15. It talks about farthings initially. All the most valuable farthings are Victorian. Well, I think if you're a farthing collector, you already know that, but just a heads up for those of you looking to branch out, they ain't cheap. The most prized is that of 1860. It fetches £200 when graded EF. So £200 in 1968. That's a fair few pennies more these days. And it comes all the way down through. It also has key dates to look out for: 1910, 13, 35, 38, and 1953. It goes on. Half pennies, pennies. Comes all the way down through. Ones to look out for: threepences, sixpences, shillings, florins, and it even goes into some detail of what the coins look like, which, if you're a beginner, is very, very handy indeed. But then you come on through. Now, the next section is called Cash Register. That's page 21. It starts off farthings. Victoria, 1838 to 1901. It's got the mintage figures. This, for me, is going to be an absolute godsend. I use so many different websites at the moment trying to look up figures for different coins, and they all slightly vary. And I've checked quite a few of them against this book, and there's a handful that don't agree, but most do. So at some point, quite a few of those sites out there have referred to this or a very similar book of the day for all these figures. Now, as you can see there, it includes variations. Over the page, it shows you the obverse and the reverses. The slightly different variations. You've got a beaded rim, a toothed rim. And when you come on through, if I skip through, I'm not going to bore you to death with most of this, because this is honestly, I've been reading this book for the last couple of days. I love it. Halfpennies, all the different variations. 9/8 for 1859 halfpenny tells you 1.2 million minted. You've got your that's the overall figure, but with a variation, it's still part of the overall. Yet it gives you prices. So a very good condition 9/8 would have been 4 shillings back in 1968. All the way through pennies. There's a quick look there. See, even telling you about the different mint marks, the Heaton and the King's Norton to look out for. Threepences. This little book is absolutely superb. It's basically Queen Victoria through to 1968. And if we go to, here are the shillings. So it shows you what the reverses were like on each and the variations. So you've got your Scottish and your English shilling. One's under the Queen. There we go. Mintages 1937, English 8.3 million. I'm not too sure what those are. I think that is yeah, P, that's proof. So it's even got the proof figures. This is what I mean. It's brilliant. This is probably a very boring video to watch, but I am genuinely excited. Now, this book, like I said, I've never come across it before. As you can see, 1968 Drive Publications. Have a look on eBay. I've had a quick look just now, and there were 4 or 5 on there, ranging from a couple of quid through to someone was ever hopeful at a tenner. I think if you get one for £4, £5, £6, you've got yourself a mini pocket Bible for coins. It will be worth the investment. I'm certainly going to be referring to this rather than keeping going to numerous different websites. The only problem with this one, and it's not a problem, it's got a stain on the back cover. That's it. Some of the ones I've seen have got staple rust sort of stains on the cover, or someone's written a note on the top of a page, and they're still asking a £5. It doesn't detract from the usage. So just a quick one, really. Well, not exactly quick, but quick enough to give you an idea of what tickles my fancy. And hopefully, if you know your stuff and you've been collecting for quite some time, you probably either have one of these, or you've got something very similar, or you know enough not to need to refer to it too often. However, if you're new at collecting, or you've been collecting for a couple of years and you're looking at, you're thinking of expanding and you don't know what to expand into, whether it be shillings, florins, half crowns, they're all in here. It's worth it. There's the shillings, florins, half crowns. There we go. So this is something I've been getting into. Even tells you when they've not been minted. I mean, how good is that? Like I say, I'm easily pleased. This isn't shiny. It's not gold. It's not silver. But I think it'll be worth its weight in gold. So just a quick one from me today. If you can find one of these, it's worth snapping up, even if it just sits on your bookshelf or next to your coin folders. It's handy to have, and it's pocket size. Literally, you can put that in your back pocket when you go wandering around second-hand shops, junk shops, that sort of thing. If you see something, you can go, I wonder, is it rare? Is it cheap? Should I be paying more than 50p for it? Have a quick look. Cheers all.